Hello, I'm Heather Reilly, and welcome to today's math lesson for grade 4. My math tutorial videos are largely based on the curriculum found in the math-focused textbooks, but the concepts and methods work no matter where you're doing your learning. You may know other methods for solving the same type of question, and that's terrific. If you'd like to share your preferred method in the comments below. As the videos progress, you may see that you already understand and use some of these techniques very well. Now, let's get started on numeration. So today we're going to be doing modeling numbers, and we're going to use a base 10 block model, and we're going to be using a place value chart in order to do this. Alright, so here we have our place value chart. Of course, this one up here would be thousands, but we're not going to work on that yet today. What I've got here is just a regular page protector for a binder. You can see it's hole punched, and I'm actually going to slip my page that I just did right inside. Now that it's in the sleeve, it looks pretty much the same, but I can actually write on this now and erase it as many times as I want, and I don't have to keep redrawing my chart. A great way to represent numbers is by using dice. I love dice in math. They come in so handy, so you can show those numbers. So what you're going to do is you're just going to roll your dice and then put them in whichever order you like. The little line underneath the number tells you that it goes that way. So the little line is kind of like a ground line, so you know that it's not a 9. Those are your numbers. So basically what you're going to do is, if we're just using ones, tens, and hundreds, you don't need the last die. We only need 3 digits. So 3 ones, 6 tens, and 5 hundreds. So there's a couple of different ways we can show this. If we want to show this with numbers in standard form, the way these are written are standard form. That's the standard way of writing. That's why it's called standard form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a whiteboard marker, dry erase marker, and I'm going to use it to draw those numbers on my chart to show that there are 5 hundreds, there are 6 tens, and there are 3 ones. Alright, now the other way I can show this is with base 10. So I'm just going to move these because the numbers are there for us. So if I want to draw this with base 10, I would just draw 100 flats, 10 rods, and square units. So it would look like this. How many 100 flats do I need to draw? Well, 5 of them. So I would draw 5 large squares. And then this is another reason why I love graph paper, because it helps you make your shapes nice and even, pretty much. And then 10 rods. I need 6 10 rods. So you can either draw them like a rod, or sometimes my students just do a line to signify a rod. Okay, so it's whichever way you see fit. I'm going to continue with the actual drawn out shapes. So I need 6 10 rods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the important thing when you're doing your 10 rods is that you do not want them to look the same as your hundreds flats. So make sure that they're tall and skinny and not square. The other one you're going to use over here is the single unit cubes. So those for base 10 are very small little individual squares, and you want to definitely make sure that you can tell the difference in size between a unit cube and a hundreds flat. Alright, so we need 3 units. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So this is how we show 5 hundreds, 6 tens, and 3 ones, 3 units, in base 10. This is how we represent and model numbers. For those students who are gifted or who take this on very easily, you can also extend this by adding in the thousands column. So it would be the same thing. So you have thousands here, okay? And then for thousands, what you use for base 10 are the actual cubes, the thousands, cube, and base 10. So I had rolled a 4 for that fourth one, so I would need 4 thousands. So the way you draw the cubes, it's almost like your hundreds flats. So you're going to make your big square, but then you're going to make it into an actual cube. So you're going to draw a second square and just connect the corners together. And now it shows that it's a cube. Okay? So you need to do 4 of these if you're extending your learning. So we'll do 1. And it doesn't matter whether you do them up or down. You could also do it by lowering it by 1 square. So there we are. I have my 4 thousands cubes, and I'm just going to write in my 4 at the top like I did to show that there are 4 thousands. Okay, so if you use the standard form numbers in the chart, then that's one way of showing the number that you roll. 4,563. Notice I did not say an and in there, and that's because the word and in math signifies a decimal point. So there's no decimals in this, we're just using whole numbers. So there's 4,563. All right, thank you for joining me today. Tomorrow we will continue on with numeration.